Welcome to episode 84. Got here Akim's brother, Akiem. Welcome to my show, Akiem.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Can you let the listeners and audience members know a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Akiem, but spelled with an I-E, because I before E, you see. And I'm from Toronto, Ontario. Raised, born. That's all I know. I have a background in martial arts, and my martial arts journey has taken me through various industries, such as training, personal training, martial arts training, client, as well as working in the film industry as a stunt coordinator, doing stunts, acting, and also working in the security industry as a personnel.
Wow. Yeah, come on. Cool. So now let's take a dive through memory lane. Let's talk about your childhood, growing up, how it was for you.
Yeah. Uh, my parents were split up, but I was able to see my dad. I lived with my mom, and both of them are immigrant parents
Yeah.
that met in Toronto. Right? My my mom, she did her best as a immigrant woman and Black, all these things working against her at the time. But uh, at some points, I did feel like my home was unsafe. And because of that, I spent a lot of time outside of my home,
Yeah.
try to surround myself with people, like-minded people, or eventually when I started martial arts, I wanted to be there as much as possible. Because at school, I felt abused.
Mm.
Like I got bullied by kids,
Yeah.
and there was a teacher that even hit me on the head.
Oh my God.
And then at home, I felt like I got bullied too, not just physically. Like, yes, I got beat by my mom, but in other ways from her too. And felt like the only peace that I could get
Safe
was,
haven
yeah. So
for your martial arts. Yeah.
I think going through that, I developed a strong passion for helping those in need, similar to what I was going through as a child. And my biggest role models were, I think, they were through comic books and movies and video games. Because when I looked at the real role models in my life, they were beating kids up and yelling at them and slapping them up. And I was like, I don't want to be like that. But then when I
Yeah.
look on TV and I see Spider-Man and he's fighting some dude that could rip him in half, he's cracking jokes and he's being polite. He doesn't swear. And I think at the time, he barely even threw punches. I think that's an actual thing in that cartoon. I think he
Yeah.
threw like one punch in the whole 5 seasons of the whole show. So I was like, wow, look at this guy.
Yeah.
And seeing anime characters always leveling up and surrounding themselves with friends and going on this epic journey, I felt really inspired by that. And one thing that they all had in common is that they were all in really great shape and they all focused on training of some sort. All the superheroes were ripped and all the anime characters were always leveling up their body or their mind or their skill set. So I thought, if I'm going to be able to protect myself, I got to do something like that, which is what led me to
Sure.
like martial arts, right? Exactly. And if I'm gonna survive, I have to learn to defend myself. And eventually that grew beyond me. And I thought, wow, I wonder how many other people are in a similar situation that need this. And having gone through it, I can now be a person to offer them that.
Encourage. Yeah.
Yeah.
How can you share a little bit of your journey of joining martial arts and training and those kind of things trans transpired?
Yeah. When I was younger, I had a cousin that I used to go to his house a lot. He's 10 years older than me, and he was like the coolest dude. And he exposed me to kung fu movies at a young age and
Yeah,
fighting
those
games like Tekken,
yeah,
Street Fighter. And he also taught me about living consciously and being aware of my surroundings. And he would expose me to underground hip hop. So not mainstream hip hop, but music where you have to pay attention to the lyrics. And if you don't know what something means, he was like, look it up. And through that, it led me to like learn so much about the world through these songs because I had to listen to it 10 times to understand what the thing was saying. Even today, years later, I'm still like, oh, that's what they meant. But
yeah.
all that to say, that was the first real exposure to martial arts that I had from that age, watching these old classic, yeah, it's like corny martial art movies. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
at some point, my mom was like, hey, my form of discipline isn't working. Maybe martial arts will help you. And for me, I was like waiting for something like that to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So she put me in Taekwondo school in 2000, and I trained there for several years, and I earned a black belt there. And then that school actually started bullying me in a way, so I had to leave,
Oh,
which was
wow.
unfortunate. And I continued my training on my own. And then in 2012, that same cousin that influenced me gave me this movie, and it was about a martial art called Wing Chun, which is a form of Chinese Kung Fu.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And the movie is called Ip Man. And he said,
Yep,
this,
yep.
this movie is about Bruce Lee's master. And I just thought it was going to be like one of those old, that was going to be boring. So I didn't even watch it right away, but I was on YouTube and I saw a clip from the movie and I was like, this is the movie? So yeah, I remember I booked the whole day off and I made myself dinner and put the headphones on, turn off all the lights. I watched this movie. I was so invested. Like I cried and I got so angry. I felt all the emotions watching this movie. And I was like, I need to learn this. So that was in 2012. And that was the start of me learning Wing Chun. I also eventually joined a school and at a had private lessons with the instructor of that school until eventually I was able to teach at the school. And yeah, now,
Oh, where was the school?
well, it's moved around a lot and it it hasn't been the most consistent, but when I
Okay.
first started training there, they were in Etobicoke and then it moved all over. Yeah, it's
So,
been
like,
in
inspired by Bruce Lee, kind of that style?
the style itself isn't inspired by Bruce Lee, but it's one of the first martial arts that Bruce Lee learned and that he
Ah,
uses in his films and was the basis for a martial art that he created called Jeet Kune Do. Wing Chun is the base of that
and
for him.
okay,
Mhm.
so, like, you have, like, a black belt in that too now?
Not all martial arts have a belt system for
Oh,
grading.
okay. Okay,
Taekwondo, karate, they do, but in
okay.
Chinese Kung Fu, they have different measures. And in Wing Chun specifically, it's done differently and it's more practical. At least where I train, it's more about how efficiently you can defend yourself against very
Oh, like, okay.
like one-on-one, one versus many, one-on-one, but they have a weapon, or one-on-one, but you are blindfolded, like stuff like that. So
Oh, wow.
um, I was able to become an instructor, and then I decided to incorporate that into the services that I offer. So certified personal trainer in fitness, but I also teach Taekwondo and Wing Chun.
Oh, wow, wow. What was that? So your cousin really helped you
Yeah,
those
he would tell me like like the life I'm living is the life he wish he had. So in a way, like I feel almost like a son of his because he kind of molded me into what I feel like that's kind of what parents do. Like they want to
Yeah.
mold you into who they wish they could have been if they had the same opportunities. So in a way, he influenced me like that. He's always so proud of me every time he sees me. He's like, dude, you're living the life I wish I had. Yeah.
Did you ever go to university or mostly just?
After high school, I did graduate from college. I took a
Oh,
9-month program, but it was unrelated to fitness, martial arts, or
oh,
film, or even security. It was just something my parents suggested that I do because they're more traditional. Like it's
yeah.
a trade, and
Ah, yeah, yeah,
you can always fall back on it, and
yeah, yeah,
it's like more reliable, right? So I
yeah,
did
yeah,
that, but it wasn't for me. And yeah, after I graduated and I had a few job placements, I was like,
yeah,
it's a great environment to be in for people that
yeah.
align
Would
with
like,
it. Yeah, but for me, I was like,
yeah.
yeah,
So, like, how does your training regimen work? Like, what do you do for your training regimen?
like for myself
Yeah,
or for clients.
for yourself or clients, whatever you want to share.
Yeah, honestly, like I've been pretty consistent with a 3-day workout week. It doesn't take much for me, and each of my workouts are between 40 minutes and an hour. Not
Oh
even
wow,
that long. And it's usually a Monday, Wednesday, Friday breakdown. And I'll incorporate a lot of body weight movements. So like push ups, squats, pull ups. And occasionally I'll do some weights too, like lifting a dumbbell to add resistance. But yeah, I have taken a lot of the martial arts training, which is mostly body weight, and incorporated that into my fit. And I did learn a lot about bodybuilding when I had a trainer and after I got certified as a trainer. I found that bodybuilding is mostly used for aesthetics purposes and
yeah,
just for the appearance of the
yeah,
body, but the martial arts is tailored towards more practical and functional use. So for me, it's more important to be able to like climb a tree or to run or not to slip on ice or to be able to carry groceries upstairs. Like those are the reasons I train. In case there's a natural disaster, in case a car randomly hits me, I can, do a flip and land like you'd see in an anime and be totally fine. Or if my foot slips off the corner of a sidewalk, or I don't know, I fall and my wrist bends a certain way because I'm stretching and exercising in a practical, functional way.
damn,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Amazing. So,
So,
what were some of the struggles you overcame with the help of martial arts?
yeah. Wow. Mm. Practicing martial arts has definitely given me
Yeah,
a level of confidence, knowing
for
that I
sure.
can protect myself and people that I care about, and that I can also teach people to do the same. I feel useful. I feel like I can give back to the community, to the world, and to anyone who allows me to share that knowledge with them. I feel honored to pass that on because I just think of the little kid that I was who needed someone like that in their life
Yeah,
desperately and didn't have it. And I feel grateful that I'm in a position to potentially be there for those that are in a similar situation. But because I'm here and I understand, I feel liberated in that way. Like I was meant to do this.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So there's definitely a confidence that comes from it, having a certain level of physical expertise, there's like this hierarchy, and
Yeah.
for survival, I don't remember who made it, but like on the bottom, it's like food, or at some point it's shelter, humanity, and I think the top one is like enlightenment or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, just having the ability to protect, I feel like, for safety. I also want to add that translates into my communication and in my relationship, because if I perceive a situation as potentially dangerous and that
Yeah.
it can escalate to a physical altercation, I feel like I am willing to stand my ground and communicate my point, knowing that if the person disagrees or if they have a problem with what I said and they lose their temper, I can still remain assertive and protect myself. Like, we could be talking about anything. It could be work related. It could just be a random encounter. But if I'm uncomfortable with something, someone who doesn't have the physical prowess, so to speak, might shy away from speaking up because they might be scared, they might get hurt if they say the
Yeah.
wrong thing, right? So I feel like martial arts has given me a level of confidence where I don't have to be afraid to speak up. I don't have to be afraid to stand up for something or to draw the line if I feel something is wrong or there's injustice somewhere. That has
Yeah.
really changed the way I've lived.
Oh, wow. And in terms of it, do you meditate or what do you do with like the mental health aspect? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mental health is very important to me. And when I was younger and I didn't have access or I didn't even know things were available, for
Yeah.
me, mental health was something as simple as drawing
Mm.
or writing down what I was feeling, like journaling. And eventually, the journaling, I started rhyming the words, and
Yeah.
it became a form of poetry and lyrics, and that turned into making music. And music has been a great form of therapy for me, writing down from real experiences, authentic emotion, writing it down, and singing too. Because to what I've learned from singing is there's a lot of breath work in singing,
Yeah.
especially to hold certain keys for long
Yeah.
periods of time. There's a lot of breathing involved, which is also common in the traditional meditation.
Yeah.
So the whole artistry behind music has helped a lot. And I don't necessarily meditate in the traditional sense. Like, I don't do
Oh, okay.
the om, but
Mm.
I find meditation through practice. And like, the music is
Practical,
one of them, but also,
practical sense of meditate. Yeah.
yeah, like if I'm driving, after a
Flow
while,
state. Flow
yeah,
state.
exactly, meditative state, yeah, or doing chores, yeah. I'm sure it's with some things you can probably relate to, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
Fully
get in the
being
zone.
present. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So for me, I feel like those moments is when the magic really happens. And I'm able to manifest things and
Yeah.
really be in touch. Mhm.
Oh, wow. Wow. You must have had cool opportunities of being in the movie set and doing all those things and
Yeah, thank you.
bodyguard. Wow.
Oh man, people keep telling me I need to like make a movie or write a book or something. So
Yeah. Yeah. You should. Yeah.
yeah,
For sure. For sure. And to end off our segment, what would you say being limitless means in your own definition?
yeah, that's nice. Great question. And I want to say this is something I've shared with a lot of friends and that I think about often, but you can't say the wrong thing to the right person and vice versa. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person. So what this means to me is you show up as yourself and you go through the world as you are and you interact with different people, no matter what you say, if that person is for you, you're going to have a great experience with them. You're going to have a great conversation. You're going to feel the vibe. But if that person is not for you, no matter what you say, even if you say, hey, how's your day going? They're going to be like, why are you talking to me? Don't look at me. What's your problem?
Yeah,
I have headphones. Can't you say I don't want to talk? Like,
that makes
and hey, how's your day going is the most generic right thing to say to anyone. And the wrong person can still act like that and be like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like no matter what you say, just say it because the right person will hear you and will be drawn to that. So when I'm thinking about being limitless, don't limit yourself out of fear that you won't be accepted or that you won't be understood. Just speak your truth, live the way you are, and the right people will be drawn to that energy. You will attract everything that you are and that you want just by being here.
Nice. Well said.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on. Where can our listeners find you, an audience? They want to know more about you.
Thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. My business page is Ninja Clan. That's NinjaHClan. So like ninja, ja means God. So it's like ninja, but with an H, and then
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Akiem.
thank you so much, Ivan. It was great chatting with you.